Jason with the 21-month tier 1 sub. Hello.
Icy is cute, Uwu. Emotional damage. Zeebs is a cutie.
I deny being considered a cutie. See, look at that. I am incapable of being cute. It's impossible. Just pure fiction of the sort. Hey, 49% cute. That's like half your personality right there. Hi there, Micah Blade. Yes, I am cute. Sorry. No, I'm not cute. It is always possible. I am not cute. You made me mix up my words. Shut up. I blame you. Shut up. Everyone, I am not cute. I refuse such things. I am not cute. Also, I need to adjust my chest. There we go. Hi, hello everyone. Welcome. Happy Monday. I hope everyone is doing all right. All right, I can close this. I'm going to move this one over here. So then that way I'm facing forward. I only have to do like the tiniest head movement to change and see where it was and such. Hi there, Micah Blade. Welcome to the stream. Furry Cures was the first one in there. I greatly appreciate it. Jason, thank you so much for the 21 months. You don't have to worry about advertisement, and you get to keep on using all of these cool sub-emotes. I wonder if you have a favorite yet. Newscaster, yes. One of the things I want to do is I want to, you'll probably have seen it. If I turn on, studio mode and I go to my, is it core overlays? Yeah, it's core overlays. And I put in the... Where is it? Here it is. So here's the ticket banner. This one just has the be sure to remind GrantZeebs of quotes with exclamation point quote or add new ones with quote add text. One of the things I want to try and update with this one is instead of it being, just this, I want it being anytime someone does do an exclamation point quote, it's going to put the quote in there, but I need to be very careful about font sizes. Otherwise, it's going to be absolutely terrible. I think right now, yeah, it says the font is 225. I need to shrink that down to... All right, if it's 72, that's too small.
I refuse to elaborate because I don't know what I just said.
Is there a way? Hang on. I'm I broke something. Reset transformation. There we go. So yeah, so that's stuck in the ticker. All right, so now if I do it down to 36. Select font. 48. 72. All right, so 72 is too big. So let's go 60. And then still too big. So we're going to go 66. And then I just need to like, is there a way for me to have this centered instead of having it like pushed to the left? Alignment centered, vertical, center, hit OK. No, it's not properties. Edit the transformation. Size 66. So if it's 70. Huh. Hang on. So also arm, like, is it the arm okay? Like, I guess it just doesn't like my hand being there. Doing all sorts of this is how things. All right, center vertically. No, wrong one. Transform center horizontally. There we go. So now. So yeah, that's 66. If I have it at 70... No, it still holds it at the center, so 68. I'll leave it to 66, so then that way it's like relatively there. All right, we're gonna fiddle around with some nonsense. We'll see how this works. Actually, no, we'll not fiddle with nonsense. I should not be doing that. What I should be doing is explaining myself, like, with maybe one or two of the things that have gone off, changes in my Discord and changes in my Twitch. Because for a while I didn't really like do anything like proper about who can see me and who can't kind of thing, and I've sort of like I've been very like towing the line quite a bit, quite frankly. Like, and Friday there was someone in the Fortnite like stream. Like, I know this is gonna sound great, easy that it's like, you know, when you take it into like, you know, just simplifying it. But basically, in the time that I was playing Fortnite, one of my viewers wanted to see if I could join. I said, yep, sounds good, because I was gonna have Night Sky join me as well, and I was under the premise that anyone that was in my chat were, you know, people that, you know, they were fine with like, you know, sexual theme discussions or just mature content and what have you, and they wouldn't be under 18 or something or other. That turned out not to be the case. This person was under 18, and it wasn't something I was comfortable, you know, streaming to or having someone in my Fortnite team and such like that. And that was just simply by the fact that, like, I had like a lot of assumed, like I had a lot of assumptions about how people got to my streams, and there was like nothing in there on like saying, yeah, no, if you're under 18, you shouldn't be here. Because like, frankly, it was a case of, I was playing Fortnite where that's not seen as a mature game. And while there is normally like this little screen that comes up only for the first time you come into streams that are like, oh, hey, like, this person has marked their stream as mature. Like, I have only recently done that for like the sexual themes thing. I had it like switched off a long time ago, because when I was reading the terms and conditions about, you know, what is seen about a what's-a-mahoozy, about a where's my brain at? Hi there, Bookie. Hi there, Kiaru. I am in very deep, like, this is a deep discussion we're about to have before I go into Dying Light, because it has to do with like Friday and the changes I've done to my Twitch and my Discord. where basically like long ass time ago before Twitch did their updates on the mature content filtering, where they've actually split like all the different content filtering. They used to have it where it was just a simple mature check mark, and nothing about that mature check mark was beneficial to the streamer at the time. There was like no repercussions to the streamer not having it on, and it was a case of you were still under scrutiny under the normal terms and conditions, even if you had the mature content filter on. Like excessive profanity, sexual themes, and all that kind of nonsense, you could still talk about and such like that with the mature check mark. There was no, and you know, I was very much under the thing of like, I was just trying to grow as a street, as like numbers wise and such. And I was like, oh, there's no benefit in having that mature switched on if I'm trying to grow and such like that, which was honestly, that was probably a terrible move to go with for so long. And I changed that only slightly when they updated the mature content. So instead of it being like just a one button thing of like, oh, it could be any kind of mature, they had it like split up even further. So for example, like going into stream info right now, the content classifications are, you know, drugs, intoxication, or excessive tobacco use. I don't do that normally. Like if I do a drinking stream, I'll definitely switch that on. No, there's no gambling going off. Mature rated games, that turns on automatically with some games, not all of them, because, you know, it's obviously meant for when you're dealing with a mature rated game or greater. Significant profanity or vulgarity. I don't think I do that much profanity, like both the American context of profanity and the Australian context of profanity. I talked to an Australian and they're like, oh, some of the, like, these words aren't swear words or profanity. Like, what are you talking about? These are just these Americans are very sensitive. And I'm like, you can't just use the C word. That is actually an insult. You can't use these words. And then like dozens of other words. And they're like, oh no, that's just like, you know, gentle joshing. That's not an insult. And I'm just sort of like, ugh. So both Australian and American don't do that much. Sexual themes, I mean, look at me. I have himbo like stamped on my shirt really strongly. There will, and like, you know, some people think I'm bi and such like that. And I feel like it was like probably one of the more obvious parts of me that I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this down as as a mark.
Thinks you should do 20 squats.
And also the fact that people steal my shirt. So that was an obvious one. And then violent and graphic depictions, not a content label of turning on. So yeah, so I'm doing like, I guess it's kind of like bloody. Yeah. Alrighty. Bloody is a euphemism. Well, you're not saying bloody on its own, are you? There's a word that's coming after bloody. There's a word that's coming after bloody that UK and Oz people are not mentioning. I am going to do my squats right now. Now, just so then that way I give myself a little moment to calm down and go on to the, you know, the next thingy-madiggy of like, okay, so what changes now that I've had to kick out an underage person from my Discord and my Twitch and my Fortnite career? I did not see it. Rip zebra nipples. Yep, that was a long time ago. Like, that's like a month now change where I've now removed that just because I wasn't comfortable overall. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to throw myself into the arena. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats, Furry Cures. Thank you for the 20 squats. And oh my goodness, everyone's got weapons now. I want my weapon. Ah, that's not my... Damn it. But yeah, wait, you banned someone? Okay, I didn't ban them, I kicked them, but I probably should have banned them. Because... brain. Start thinking straight, brain, please. Actually, I just need a drink of water. That's what I need. So yeah, so basically this one person like got onto this Twitch stream that was marked as mature. Got into like added me as like a friend in Epic so they can join my team, and I was fine with that because I didn't think too hard about it. Joined the Discord for communications and such, and turned out they were under 18. And in Friday's stream, I was not, perfect. Like, I was not 100% comfortable with that kind of thing. I did not have it, I didn't have it established in my tags or in my title for a very, very long time now. Now that, 18 plus kind of stream and all that kind of nonsense. And so I decided to sort of pick up on my attitude and update rules and, sort of barriers of entry into Twitch and Discord. So number one, like the mature I already have the content labels applied, but you'll notice both in tag and in title, like there's a little marker about it being 18 plus. And then over in my Discord, I've updated the rules where the entire server is intended for 18 plus. It's not intended so then that way you can start throwing not safe for work stuff in all the different places. It's just for the simple sake that I don't want to be trying to police individuals under the age of 18 in my Discord and in my Twitch. Because the fact of the matter is, creating content and policing myself around under 18s is an effort that I am not willing to take part in. This is not a professional stream. This is a hobbyist thing. And much like a hobby, it feels a bit weird when you're surrounded by underage people and it was not your... And there's nothing in your plan of like, okay, how do you act around these peeps? There is none of that. So rather than trying to, alter myself, the content, the stream format, rather than trying to alter all this stuff so then that way it didn't feel like a terrible idea having this presented to under teens or to kids or anything like that, I just simply went with, right, nope. Don't care what age you are, or if it's above 18. If it's under 18, however, you shouldn't be here, because the simple fact of the matter is that nothing I'm saying, nothing I do, nothing I present is, tailored to an under 18 audience or anything like that. That's not to say that there's, profanity every 20 seconds or a discussion of someone's sexuality or the anatomical details of their persona or anything like that. There isn't that major of a change, but it's just the fact that I, in my free time, in being a hobby and doing streams and such like that, I'm not intending to do some sort of stream for kids and such like that. It's the whole premise of my streams was I wanted to play video games, and rather than being silent on my own or maybe in a Discord if it was some sort of MMO thing, I would rather stream this. So yeah, that's why there's been some changes in that. Everyone gets a weapon. Yes, please. Get your emotes in. Sorry, I had to enter in with such a sort of serious / downer
You
topic.
to elaborate, because I don't know what I just said.
I elaborated. Thank you very much, Furry Cures. I went through a great deal of elaboration, so then that way people could understand what's happened to both my Twitch and my Discord after Friday night, because quite frankly, I didn't want to. Because the last thing any internet personality needs or anything like that is to have some very questionable moments of oh, hey, they're presenting some sort of thingy-madiggy and there's children that can see it. they don't seem to have any barriers stopping children from seeing their content, or a very explicit kids shouldn't see my content kind of thing. And then, like, you know, a rabbit hole develops where it's like, could this person be grooming teenagers into becoming furries? Is this man really should be trusted with our children from the internet? Is the internet not great for children overall? Short answer, no, the internet is not great for children. No, I'm not trying to groom anyone. And if you want to be a furry, just go be a furry. Just don't bully other people. The fuck? Yeah, hi there, Bone. You're probably catching in relatively late into this whole shebang. In this whole, like, what's-a-mahoozies, thing.
Civilization.
So, you're probably catching in at a weird time, but short answer, 18 onlys. I don't want to have to deal with quiz. You just tuned in. Yeah. So, here's your tune-in thing. Streams are like marked as mature. I'm only ever expecting 18s and overs to be watching my kind of shit. And, you know, I don't want to deal with under 18s suddenly in my chat or suddenly joining into party games or whatever it is that I'm doing. So. Now then, PC capture is turned on. That's excellent. I got to, can we say fuck? Yes, you can say fuck. Just understand that you always have to moderate yourself anyway with profanity, because some people don't want to deal with someone who's only saying fuck, shit, and all the other, like, profanities and such. Alrighty then. It's between Furry Cures and Bone Mask's dog. Who's gonna be the last one standing? Who's gonna be it? Who's gonna be it? Who's gonna be the last man standing? Let's see. And one's got a pitchfork, the other's got a sword. Oh, Furry Cures is really low, but he's able to get some shoddy hits in. Oh no! Furry Cures is down. Congratulations, Bone Mask Dog. You killed the leader. Congratulations. We're not having another fight. Sorry, Furry Cures. You lost that one. Adjust the brightness. Cool. Motion sickness reduction. No, I'm fine with the motions. No color blinds. QTE. We'll double tap that nonsense. We'll confirm that. Did you lock your zombie cure? No, I did not. Alrighty then. Kill 50 bandits and get rewarded with the Walking Dead comic cover 1. Oh my goodness, there's all kinds of things. With a blunt weapon, with environments, with fall damage, ranged weapons infused using slash. Dismember infected with slash, kill infected using explosives, 80 specials killed, complete all daily personal quests, and yada 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 yada. Alright. A long time ago, long ago in a distant land, I, Aku, the shape-shifting master, you almost, normal HUD action, play. The save has been created using, if you continue, will be converted to the current format, but previous, yeah, that's fine. Alrighty, let me hit the pause on the music. So, Mondays. I can't wait to hear Jonah's voice in this game. I have no clue who Jonah is. So, we are going to be going... I am trying to find a new game to get into... I'm trying to find, like, a game to, like, get into or something, or rather, before I go into things like Baldur's Gate and Starfield and such. Maybe we'll find a new franchise entry. And I feel like the best way to do that is just to go through my backlog of other kind of stuff. Why is there no sound? Do you guys hear... Is there sound? Oh, there is sound in the game. Okay, thank goodness. I was worried there wasn't sound in the game. It would be really dumb if there was sound. Okay, so we're in something called the Quarry.
Go suck a lemon.
You go suck a lemon. My goodness, this is like so smooth. How are you guys handling all this? Oop. Ow. I'm gonna probably need a tutorial again. All kinds of zombies. Everyone's checking their himbo ratings right now. Ow. Nope. Gotta heal. What's my kick? I don't know what my kick is. Okay, hang on. I am going to need to learn the controls again. Controls, here we go. Keyboard and mouse. Key bindings. All right, so we got moving, crouching is with the C, jumping was the space, walking is X. That's fine. Actions. Looting, trading, and interaction. Q is for the survivor sense. Cap lock is to look back. I don't like that. E to kick. Okay, E to kick. V to block charge. And control is to aim. Okay. Do you wish to save them? No. Alright, cool. Yep. That's weird. Okay. Oh, why are those guys gotta be like this? I haven't even gone through, like, the main thingy-majiggy. He didn't see Professor Bone. No, I didn't see who Professor Bone is. I don't know who that is. There we go. Alright, that's everyone. Getting some message. Getting some health, sorry. Alright. Did the big guy give me anything? No, just more health. Well, at least these guys are giving me health. Is there a way to, like, auto-loot, though? I would really appreciate an auto-loot. And to not get hit with, like, such a huge, like, bloom. Oh, what's this? Nice. Fuck is this? Oh, okay, we can't go in there. Alright. Back to what we originally... Oh, hang on. Take. Hiding spot. Cool. Alrighty, we got 400 meters to go. And some stuff we can pick up. some cigarettes and some scrap. Sounds good. Alrighty. Ow. Damn it, I used a flare. Okay, hang on. You'll jump? Nice. I am still alive. You are Professor Bone. Oh, you're Professor Bone. Okay. Oh, is it because I didn't see your, like, cute rating and all those things? Also, why is my volume just, like, really low for this game? I'm wondering. Hi there, Hendrix. Welcome to the stream. Glad you can sit in here before you go off to sleep. I greatly appreciate it. Oh, you changed your profile icon. Okay. Okay, why am I... Oh, that's why. Okay. I didn't think that would take a lot. Ooh. Emotional damage. I'm sorry for the emotional damage.
Captain said she had the brass knuckles all along. She's something, that kid.
Alrighty, so we need to head to this thingy Matigi. Hi there, Masonic. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing alright. Alright, those guys are just doing their own thing. That's fine. I need to try not to...
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna spit in your mouth.
There we go. I gotta relearn some of these, like, controls. There we go. Pick that up. Search you. Bees. Bees, 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 bees. Shrooms and lavender. How is it going? Sound is a little tinny. Me tinny or the game tinny? I need to fix that. Game. Options. Audio. 25. 30. Speech is 40. Streamer mode. If you are a content, you can toggle this to avoid playing licensed music. Headphones with high dynamics. Let's just go with headphones with low dynamics. So hopefully it should be better. Sounds like you're making pizza. Well, that's not my intention. Well, this is a good thing. I can fix this. I can fix it, says streamer. That sounds worse. Sup, dude? Don't want to deal with all them. Oh, neat. Is this like story time with the hobos? Sit by the campfire. Let's have a listen. While there's a giant mushroom, honey, lavender is a weird topping. Eh, it is what it is. Oh, okay, so she's just singing. That's not important. Singing is not important right now when I've got, like, something over there to attend to. So we got, like, terminal over here. There we are. Alright. There's probably a better way to get to and from places, but...
Keep trying. You don't look so bad to me. Gotta fly. I've seen walkers faster than you. See you later.
Bone Musky Dog has added quote number 420. Is this dinner time with the hobos?
Oh yeah, you're right, I did say that. My bad.
Give up now, Walter.
Oh, are you... Oh, you're trying to hit me. Okay, never mind then.
Ready, asshole!
There we go. Can't be a zombie either if we take off your
Sire, you
head.
paid me to say your weapon has been destroyed.
Thank you.
Look for a new one. Your weapon has been destroyed. Look for a new one.
Noted. Let me just... Alright, hang on. Just fucking run away from these guys.
This serious. This here's a party. Yeah. Give him a left.
You're dead. I was killed in action. Humans are smart. If you use the same attack repeatedly, they'll stop avoiding it. Mix up your strategies. Uh-huh. Respawn in last story point. It sounds very surroundy. Oh, it could be. Hang on a second. Options, audio. Let's see if I change it to TV. Maybe that will do it.
My brother thinks I should try growing medicinal plants, but I prefer to stay with root crops.
All right, hang on.
Sophie sent me. She says you know where they can find some crystals?
Oh, for fuck's... They've already sent one of their...
Is he okay?
Fuckwits? Who?
That fellow... Sophie's brother. Huh? What was the asshole's name?
Barney. The asshole's name is Barney. And he asked the same question about a dark zone with crystals.
Yeah, that's news to me. So where is that dark zone?
It's 100...
Sire, you paid me to say go for Fox. They've already sent one of their Sophie's booth.
Thank you, Kiaru. I wasn't too sure if I was picking up what the other dude was saying, but okay.
There's a big sign, fashion store, and a windmill on the other side of the street.
Thanks.
Needies. All right.
This is a...
Now, what is... Oh, hints. Here we go. Land on amortizers to avoid taking full damage. Climbing with a space. Press W to climb up drain price while grabbing a ledge to climb it. Crouching with a C. Hold tab to show up your current thingy-majiggy. Everyone sounds like a robot. I bet they're imposters. How do we know you're not the imposter? They've now created robots that will make purposeful spelling mistakes. Dodging is with the space. T is for the flashlight. Holding to jump farther. Jumping over obstacles. E to kick. Monkey bars. Quick attack. Stance. Swimming. Okay, these are all like... And then zip lines. Avoid sleeping biters. Binoculars. Bottles. Bricks. Hold C to cancel the throw. Gen mods. Ow!
Rikiru paid me to say look over there beep boop.
Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep boop. How is it going, Rikairu? Q for the commander sentence. Pressing with the middle button. Okay, so binoculars with B. Crafting, Dark Hollows, GRE, the inhibitors, lock picking. Night exploration, nighttime stories, parkour combat. Vault over someone, press while vaulting to do a kick. Okay, and then perfect blocking is when you do it at the perfect time. Safe zones, UV lights, weapon modder. Oh, you press I to bring up the inventory. Okay. So that's how it's done. And there's a co-op mode. Nice.
I've never believed the Night Runners.
How am I sounding though? Do I sound tinny? What's your deal, boy?
You look anxious.
Look,
You look like
bring
shit.
your nosy friends back.
And Russian.
No luck yet.
It's not about luck, kid, but about character.
Uh-huh.
Like yours?
Ballsy. Okay then. What does your hungry soul crave?
Women.
Someone like you must know a lot.
Out of modesty, I won't deny it.
Nice. I'm glad to hear that I am
happened to
sexy and human-like.
You know, I heard that
If I had
Pilgrim
like
has come
voice
to the
mod
city.
properly like set up, I would also try and do like some fun little like, you know, other
Gets
kind
you
of
the
voice
way.
tones and such, but I
Sounds
want
a
to try and
lot
do that with
like you.
VSTs instead.
It can't be a coincidence.
Like I don't know how like
Don't
the
believe in them.
I don't know how the
you know
audio
anything about Lucas or
thingy-majiggy
not?
should go. Like
Well, that kind of information
Should,
is expensive.
like-
You can't afford it.
should
I
I
could
have
work for
like
him.
if I have voice mod, should I make it that microphone in goes into the voice mod mods like, you know, the mic voice mod should then get picked up by my wavelink, and then the wavelink does like the wavelink stream. I wonder if it should be like that, or if I'm better off just leaving the, you know, the Elgato microphone in, and then it, you know, the stream out thingy-majiggy, so then that way I can just do all the VSTs within wavelink to do all the fun voice effects. Because, like, some people do, like, echoes, like Scribbly Noodle. He does, like, this booming voice, and then it, like, does, like, this cave-like echo as if you're speaking to someone in a cave, and he's telling you stories with the shadow puppets. And then some people have, like, the Lalafell voice, effect, where they sound very tiny and very small and squeaky. I don't want to have to, like, force that on. I'd rather use, like, VSTs to do those noises.
You got any work I could do?
Leave your
Give me a
CV
job.
with my secretary and we'll get back to you.
Wow.
Come on, don't fuck with me. I'm serious.
You barge in here like you own the place. Takes coconut-sized balls. That's my kind of man. Or should I say, pilgrim. Okay. I might have a small errand for a tough guy like you. Take care of it, and we'll see whether you're worth knowing.
What do you need?
Minor thing. Need you to check in on a guy who's late delivering my order. Been incommunicado for a few days now. He usually doesn't keep me.
Who's the guy?
Hubert. Half-assed.
I can
Met
just
him.
click
Need-
these things
okay.
to
You look-
skip.
You can't miss it.
I can handle it.
When you're there, give him the password Sayonara. So
Got it.
That sounds like a bit of a dangerous sort of,
Don't look at me like that.
what's-a-mahoozy, line.
And just between us,
Alrighty, and then... Alright, you've reached rank 2 by increasing your parkour and something or other weapons. Check the journal and map for new quests and activities matching your rank. Nice. For tank, for medic, I'm gonna stick to my tank gear. Nothing new there, nothing new there. Ooh. Bracers for a medic. Stamina cost for parkour is reduced, sense is increased, parkour XP is increased, my damage using parkour attacks is increased, and I regenerate faster. Yes, please. Uncommon rare joggers. This one gives me health regeneration. Gear 1, gear 2. I'm gonna stick to these. Oh, I can modify their appearance? That's cool. I didn't realize that was something they were doing now. Okay, and I can now... Ooh.
Bone Masker Dog paid me to say squats turned off today. Are you okay?
No, squats aren't turned off. They've just already been done. Like, hang on Oh, you're looking at it on your phone or something like that. It's probably not telling you when squats will turn back on. Like, if I look at the thingy-madiggy... No, squats are turned on. I'm not pressing it. You're the fool who thought, like, oh, I'll just tell him. It's like, nope. Bad luck for you. All right, dismantle. I'll do this for
Earth Yours 1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Alrighty then. See? Someone was gonna make me do it at some point, weren't they? Oh, okay, so ding, dong, ding, and then dong, and then we'll just like... Alright. 20 squats. Here we go. F the furry. Oh! Press F. Type F in the chat. Why don't you like me? Ow. F's in the chat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. I think I counted wrong. Hang on. I need to go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. And yeah, what do you mean you don't like furry cures? Furry cures is great. You and furry cures are VIP. I owe so much to my streaming to you guys. The two of you, through thick and thin, you're always there. Now, I might shout profanities at you. I might think I shouldn't be doing squats so often. I might be telling you to go suck a lemon, but you know what? You're here. And I appreciate that. In all of my antisocial behaviors, in all of my autism-like nonsense, you two are here. And I appreciate it. I hope this rivalry blossoms into a great friendship, like Naruto and Sasuke, or Goku and Vegeta, or Zoro and Sanji. Ooh, can I modify it? Yeah, I can. Inhibitor. Oh, okay, so alright, so what can the tip do? I don't have the electric parts. I got plenty of alcohol. Alright, so I need electric parts. Alrighty, backpack. Mutagen samples, all kinds of different infected. Some cool valuables. I don't care if he squats that much. All I care is the first. Lol. The two of you just being like, it's mine. Mine. Ooh. Coins. Alright, so that's everything in my thingy-majiggy. And then my journal tells me all kinds of different objectives here. And then, so that one's 151 meters. This is 21 meters. Talk to Sophie, 21 meters away. Cool. Ooh, skills. Complete combat and parkour skills trees to unlock access to the legend upgrade. Noted. I didn't know that was a thing. I have no upgrades to apply. This one does the stagger thingy-majiggy. When dropping onto enemies from above, nail them with a power kick. Hold and release. Hold, press F to throw the weapon instead. Oh, so if I hold the thing and then I can just press F. Press C before landing. Hold to grab onto the edge. Interesting. All right. Cool. Hi there, Chase. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're doing all right. Okay. You good? Yeah, he's good.
You got water for sale? I'll pay half a crystal per gallon.
Nah, don't care. Also, why is there a... Hang on a sec, there's a window open. I have to... It's like a... There we go, it was a firewall window. You need to thank Z, you're half done with the face? Hey, excellent! Nice to hear you're doing art. I'm hearing a distress call. I must answer.
Inhibitor container detected.
You're a dick. He put in a distress call. Like, what was that about? Can I, like, leave the session? Yeah, I can drop out. It's time to check how depressed you are today. No, don't be depressed. All right, hang on. Where am I going? Craftsman's over there. Tutorial, we're fine, but I never get the layout, so Z's helping you with a blessing. Excellent. Glad to hear that you're doing further work into the VTuber stuff. Nice work. Alrighty, Alright, here we go. Huh. Military convoy. There we go. Oh, come on. I thought there was going to be something in here. Never mind. Alright, so I need to find the missing... Alrighty. Break you? Come on, there we go. You have 33 pages and a month of calculations and decided what to play as in Baldur's Gate 3. Hey, congratulations on finally picking something for Baldur's Gate 3. I, meanwhile, have picked Dwarf. I am just gonna go for a Dwarf, and I'm probably gonna randomize my pick onto what class it's gonna be. Because it's D&D 5th edition, and I am very familiar with D&D 5th edition, and it's always fun. Alright. Oh, there's like all kinds of things to open up here. Okay. It would be great if I could just, you know... Alright, cool. I will accept the rags. Resin, thank you. No zombies in here, please. No zombies, cool. Oh, wait, hang on. I have, like, the zombie sense, don't I? So I can, like, just... Yep, I can just, like, look around, and then I can see if there's zombies or not. There isn't. A dwarf sorcerer with a charisma of 8? I'm not that dumb.
Let me go, please.
Alrighty. Slowly but surely we climb up. Alright, let's see how we do with this lockpicking. Cookie for sour cream. Hey, it's been a while, sour cream. How are things? How are things? You eat the cookie. Yes, you do. It is your cookie. You get to eat the cookie. I don't think that's where I need to go.
Hello?
Cool safe house. Where's your buddy?
Nothing to say to you. Get the fuck out. How'd
Hi.
you find my secret entrance?
Not that hard.
You call that a secret?
It was supposed to be. You're out of luck, though, buddy. I still don't know anything.
You've been doing
about
good. Hey,
Dodger
nice
Center.
going. I have not done my laundry for today. I should have done my laundry for today, but I didn't.
He told me to say sayonara. Does that help?
Okay. Shit. You should have started there.
I think
Dodger's looking for the order you want.
I think Aiden is voiced by who you're saying, Alvirus.
See that?
Some was mentioning that.
Busted leg. That's why I don't have Dodger's order.
You need help?
Nah. Wait.
What is with your
Don't go
haircut,
back to
Hubert?
it. He finds out I botched the job. I'm done around here.
And what should I tell him?
Don't matter. He won't give a shit. He'll think I'm fucking him over. Hey, can you go for me? Check out this storage area in an underground parking lot
Yeah,
on St.
Furry
Joseph Street.
Cures told me.
Cross the fence right in front of the massage parlor. Enter the building.
Well, hey, slow down.
GRE container. There was a military installation here, and where there's military,
Cool, thank you.
Why do you...
you need same Dodger tips me off, or I might find if I,
All right, be back soon.
but I'd wait till night falls to go there. Can you stop staring like that? I know what I look like.
Yeah, you got like a weird fucking bold patch. Neat. Alrighty, so, rather than dealing that, I am going to do... Is there any... Hang on. Quests. I don't want to do this. I want to do this one. Is there some way for me to...
What if we held hands as a treat?
The ball is in your court. No, I don't want the ball in my court. I want to... they told me that Sophia's has already asked them about the... I had competition. Talk to Sophie. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so she's back this way. Alright.
Furrycures 1221 has added quote number 425. I don't want the ball in my court.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Killed, they barely notice. But when the commander is killed, they turn the place upside down.
Sire, you paid me to say today I wanted to eat a croissant queso.
Croissant?
So I went to a place that sells croissants queso.
Croissant.
And I bought a croissant queso.
Croissant.
And I returned home with the croissant queso.
Croissant.
And then I ate the croissant queso.
Croissant. Do I need to find like a different bot to do the TTS stuff, I wonder?
Well, what did you find?
So then that way you get to use like all the Parsity tags and stuff like that.
Herman! See if Barney turned... Barney? So that's why he's gone offline. I'm throwing a wrench in the...
This isn't the first.
No. He's always trying to prove himself. Last time he got wounded. A fucking kid.
How'd Barney get wounded?
He didn't want to tell me.
Croissant. Basically, Kiaru is trying to put in like, you know, the proper spelling of croissant, because it would be like a monotone lady going croissant, and then you just hear fucking Cartman or whoever it was in Jimmy Neutron going croissant.
I can try to track him down.
Croissant.
You?
I've been in the Dark Zone before. The GRE
Eee,
hospital.
hi there, Sir Dragon.
St. Joseph Hospital? Really? If you save him, you won't. We still going. Just bring.
I'll do.
Good luck.
All right, cool. I didn't need to like follow all that. All right, here we go. Oh, fast forward to nighttime. I now have to go and deal with nighttime shit. Great.
That can't be good. Can you believe this shit?
God, that's some big jumps. Oh, Jesus. I have no fucking clue where I need to go. Alright, I need to get to there. Oop, come on. Phew. Get fucked, you can't get here. Hopefully he can't. Alright, healing up. Crafting, here we go. I need oxidizer, which I... Fire arrows, immunity boosters. Medicine, I can craft 4 of them. Using honey and chamomile. I have a lot of honey, but not that much chamomile. Lock picks, and... Alright, cool.
Did you see it?
Alright, I'm going that way, it seems. Alright, so there's that fella there. Alright, let's start looking around. Never mind, never mind!
How's it going, kiddo?
It seems I met Carl before you. And Sophie? Doing a thing for her now.
A thing.
I'm helping save her brother's ass.
Good. Gain her trust. Sophie might know something about Lucas's death. Not much happens around here without her knowledge. Except where her crazy brother is concerned. Watch out for Barney. He's a little bit twitchy.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I need a... Ow. This is gonna be a bad time, isn't it? This is gonna be a bad time. Hopefully this gets me in. Just get in, dude.
Oh, help. Please. We need help.
What happened?
What did he do?
Some infected attacked
That
us.
face when you almost killed chat? Oh, you did a prediction.
I'm not sure.
Oh, you did a prediction. How long ago did you do the
If we
prediction?
don't get our lamps back on, We won't survive the night.
Will Grant die in the next 10 minutes?
All right, I'll do what I can.
All right, let's help him out. He should be fine. He's just busy doing some other shit. Oh, Jesus. That's problematic. Just jump, mate. There we go.
Good. You're here. See up there? Way up top. Gotta climb up there.
Come on, let me up, let me up, let me up. There we go. Alright, at least they won't climb up any higher. Damn it, I missed it. You was scammed. You didn't even see the prediction. I have it going on for like a minute. Maybe I need to do like a more substantial thingy-madiggy instead. Oh my. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Not good. Come on. Mississippi, 2, 3. Well, the question is life is like a game of chess. You don't know how to play it. I don't know how to play it either. Like, some people are like, oh, I see you've done like the backwards BJ cowgirl maneuver with the fucking BJ gambit or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't understand these words. I don't know how to play chess to that level. Go, and then come on. Oh, Jesus, come on. Climb up, climb up, climb up. Alright, hopefully this helps. Please help, please help, please help. Ba 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 ba. Alright, how long ago did you do that prediction? 7 minutes. Do you want to get refunded for that? Considering there was like only one person that voted? It's a parkour zombie game. Yes, it is. It is actually the sequel to the OG parkour zombie game as well. So like this is a sequel to like one of the big ones.
I think I'm gonna settle by the windmill now that the juice is back.
All right, now I gotta dunk, head down. Gotta head into there now. A lot of dead peeps. A lot of zombies. We need
Sophie, I'm inside. There's no sign of Barney yet.
You have to find him. He has to be in there somewhere.
I'm looking.
There we go. And bonk you out of the way. Damn it, do I not have any more heals? I thought I made more heals. I guess not. Newspaper article. Electrical parts. The electrical parts will be good for me. Alright, back into stealth mode. Hi there, party time foom. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Alright, got a crystal core. Bum 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 bum. Part-time fun. Okay, I thought it said party time. I missed the fact that there's only one T. I was an idiot. Oh, he's dead.
Marie, do you hear me?
He's dead.
Report in, damn it.
Sophie, it's Aiden. I found a radio. And a body. Male. White, bald man.
I lost,
sorry,
so yes,
Sophie.
please give free points back. No, I survived for 10 minutes.
One of ours.
I survived for 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so hang on. Let me start prediction. Refund you on that one. Choose the outcome. Did I... Oh, would I die in the next 10 minutes? Nah, I wouldn't. Okay. And since you're the only one, I will refund you those points. Alright. How am I liking it so far? I'm thinking it's okay. Like, I tried playing this like a few months back on an earlier sort of CPU, and that CPU didn't work out too well when trying to play this game and streaming at the same time. So I hit pause on this particular game for a while, but now that I've gotten the new CPU for like a month or so, I decided to go back to this game and try and, you know, get some shit done. Alrighty. Also, you go suck a lemon bone. Alright, pick up. Search this. Okay, it says that I have 4. Then how come... Like, this should do it. There we go. Now I've got some healing items. Amazing game, AIM. You've had it since release. Nice. So am I in for like a good time? Well, am I in for a good time with this particular game? I'm gonna need some UV. Okay, hang on. I need to know what are UV light. Where's the one about the shrooms and shit? Press C, consuming shrooms. Where's the... What is the control for... H is to use consumable, wheel down, wheel up. Cycling consumables is 2. Okay. There we go. Remember, kids, mushrooms are bad in the real life. They will not give you UV powers. You had Dying Light. I remember Dying Light 1. I remember playing that. Not with all the DLC and all that kind of such, but I do remember playing it. I played it like before I did streaming though, so...
Fuck's sake. How much does this shit weigh?
There we go. Search this. Let me just huff some shrooms. Alright, open this real quick.
Fuck! Now what am I supposed to do?
I don't know, Barney.
Barney? Are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Hey, Sophie sent me.
Yeah, right. And I'm a PK general. Whoever you are, fuck off!
Nah.
These are our crystals. You get it? You won't get them.
Barney, open up.
Fuck off.
Fuck you!
Sophie, I found Barney, but he's locked himself in a room.
He's alive. Good. A stubborn fucker. Just try and talk to him.
About what?
I'll try. Barney?
Oh, thank you for the follow, McLovin. I didn't see that earlier.
Your sister is worried about you.
Don't you even... Keep Sophie out of it!
But it's true.
You're damn lucky you're busy here, dipshit!
Barney, I'll count to 3. 1, 2.
McLovin got bored with it before the update.
From me.
Oh no, you're talking amongst yourselves. Ah, not to worry. Sorry for interrupting. Session window update. Good night, good luck update. Oh god.
Phone nasty doctor should do 20 squats.
Noted. Alrighty then. Where is my squat time? I have so little resources. Alright. Big stretch. Oh, big stretch for the big boy. Alright, here we go. 20 more squats. Here we go, chat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. My mic feels a bit too close. I might hit it. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Thank you. Thank you, Bone, for the 20 squats. Oh, excuse me. I loved it before the update, though. A lot of people hated it. Got bored with it before the update. Thank you for the follow, part-time fun. Thank you for the follow. I wonder why I'm not hearing the sounds. Oh, I think I know why I'm not hearing the sounds. There's like a little mute thingy-majiggy in the top left here, but if I play it again... There we go, now I can hear it. Nice. You really need to find some inhibitors for your stamina? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's see. Yeah, I got like no chamomile is the thing.
Barney! Okay, that's it.
Damn, I could use with some stamina boosters.
They gone?
Sup, Barney?
Yeah,
You look like shit.
Went out for some air. Your sister mentioned you're stubborn. She didn't say you were an idiot.
Hey, I should beat you down for that.
Here, take your radio. We're leaving.
No, Birdie. We gotta find Birdie.
Who?
Who?
He lured away the infected when they were about to get me down there. If not for him, I'd have ended up like Kojak.
Probably
You're in no condition to look for anyone.
He's just a kid, man. I promised his old lady I'd bring him back, understand?
What are you doing bringing a kid on these
To
runs?
himself, you get it? So I could grab the crystals for the bazaar. I have to find him.
You're in no condition to search for anyone, Barney.
I'm not going back without him.
You're an idiot.
Where can I find him?
He was on the ground floor when those assholes surrounded me. They ran out after him through the side door.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
You stay here and wait for my signal. I'll find you.
Hurry!
Joy.
Blood. Must be Birdie's. Trail should lead me to him.
Alrighty.
Hey, you find Birdie?
Not yet, but he was bleeding badly. I'm following the trail.
Oh, bad time to be searching for shit. Very bad time. Excuse me while I run for my fucking life. Oh boy. Oh, wrong thing.
Calm your rice paddy.
You calm your rice paddy. I'm fighting for my life here. Oh boy. You calm your rice paddy. Alright,
Zeebs is a cutie.
Zeebs is not a cutie. You're distracting me, furry cures. You're distracting me from life or death right now. As I try and, like, not get killed by the danger zombies. Oh, right there on the corner. Oh, you're not doing too good, are you?
Who are you?
The maiden. Can you move? Barney sent me.
How are,
Barney?
How are any of you guys alive?
Of course. Good old Barney. He made it out, right? He got the crystals?
Yeah, he got out with the crystals.
Oh, thanks to
But now
you.
you're like, now you're dying, kid.
I pulled it off. Killed 3 infected. Did you see? Well, 2 were wounded already, but...
Good on you, kid.
Listen. It's my birthday today. And can I ask a favor? You see...
Here.
Hello?
Nathan?
It's all good, Mom. We're...
Barney!
Don't freak out, Mom. And I killed 3.
Really?
Get the hell out of here!
Sure.
Yep, no, I thought he was gonna die. Like, that was an obvious thing to happen.
Barney.
Hey, Nathan. You there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to reach your brother.
Barney's here already. Just arrived.
What? He was supposed to...
He thought you wanted to take the crystals.
He sent me to check on his friend so he could sneak away?
It's not like that. Come back to the bazaar. I'll explain everything.
You better explain everything.
Could use a drink myself. I remember cleaning out a furniture store last year.
Alright, what do you got?
Nice!
And level 2. Plain hoodie. What kinds of resources?
Hey, not funny. That wardrobe was heavy, man.
Just be glad you're always complaining.
Alright, time to get moving. Again, wrong thing. There we go. You hate how the audio crackles and then decides it wants to fix itself after you point out a problem? Oh, sorry to hear that. Ugh. Probably just like a weird crunch moment in the stream. Alright, let's see. What new parkour points do we have? Increase the height in which you can land without taking damage. Use any obstacle to spring from it and jump further. Increase your speed while navigating tricky objects. Move faster on ledges when moving up or to either side. Temporary increase your movement speed, which allows you to press shift while running to gain a burst of speed. Run along vertical surfaces. Interesting. Oh, because the one thing here then streaks all the way down to here. Alright, neat. And then we've got one upgrade, which we can apply to health or to stamina. I'm going to apply it to stamina. Plus, color me curious about everything else that's here. Oh! Not the right thing to interest. Get moving.
Hey, back off.
Made it. Just always running at the seat of my pants at nighttime. A little bit spookies. Alright, now to find Sophie and get do a thrashing to Hudson or whatever his fucking name is. Bam. Here we
Things
go.
are better for us now, right?
Barney, that's his name.
Depends, doesn't it?
Veronica, the guy was a prick. The PK were a pain in the ass with him in charge. Conclusion's pretty straightforward. Lucas is gone. Things are better for us. Amen.
It'd be better if you just shut up, Barney.
Where's Sophie?
You again? What are you doing? Spying on me?
No.
You got something to hide? You were talking about the PK commander, weren't you?
Look at Mr. Nosy here. Watch where you stick that nose, Pilgrim, or you'll lose it. That fuckward Lucas deserved to die. That's the truth.
Barney, the truth is this. You're an idiot and the Peacekeepers protect us.
Protect? From what? Who took over our windmill? The Peacekeepers. Who took over the Metro? Fucking Lucas. So they should get the fuck out before they all end up like their motherfucking commander.
You're a dick.
You were supposed to wait for me.
Suppose schmozed. Plans changed.
Afraid I was after your crystals, huh?
Afraid? Of you? Give me a break. We've got our own interests to look after, Pilgrim, and they're none of your business.
2 of your men died for your interests. You used Birdie to distract me.
Zeebs is
That
a
it?
cutie.
You don't know shit about me and my people, jackass. Birdie was like a brother to me.
Yeah, and you
For some
left
reason,
him.
My sister wants to see you, so go bother her.
I want to smack you just then. Like, fuck you.
Ah, not again, you piece of...
Think you're in pain now? Keep talking.
Oh, nice. Handy and clever Veronica.
God damn you, Barney.
Pilgrim in the bazaar? If I were him... Did they rough you up? Don't look at me like that. I'm just giving you information. They took all the equipment.
We have to kill them, Carl.
Oh
they used to be family. We must negotiate.
You don't negotiate with extortionists.
You're nothing like your mother. Besides, I'm in charge here. Prepare your men. And we're giving Joe those goddamn crystals.
Fucking coward.
What's it?
I know what you think. But we have to listen to him, Herman. It's for the bazaar. Only for the bazaar.
What are the
Sophie.
crystals for?
Relax, Herman. He saved Barney, remember?
Yep, that was me. Barney
Interesting
left me to
guy,
die.
Your little
and
brother.
I still saved him.
You two didn't get along, I take it.
Hell the
Let's
fuck
just
no.
say it wasn't love at first sight.
Barney has his downsides. But on the upside, he is unshakably loyal.
What?
And with so many problems plaguing old Villador, I just need people I can trust.
No.
What are your problems?
No. Trust is not just abandoning people within your community. Trust it is not just, altering the plan willy-nilly so then you have a chance to survive. Like, fuck no. Barney was a dick. Also, I just saw AutoMod decides to pick up a message on aggression. I'm gonna allow that.
You're the curious sort, aren't you, Aiden? Just ask. What do you want to know?
Well, you
Why
want
did
crystals?
Barney bail on me?
Crystals are valuable. We needed them for a transaction. And now, you'll be able to help.
Like I did with Barney and Birdie? It didn't feel like much of a help.
Barney was in shock when he heard about Birdie. That's why he bailed on you.
Oh, bullshit.
He wants what's best for the bazaar, Aiden. He thinks he'll protect us all. He's really just a kid. He was just a teenager when our mother died. But even earlier, when he was little, we were always on our own.
He's a fucking grown man with tattoos. Like,
but he hurts himself the more he tries to help others.
It seems after the commander was murdered, things got complicated between you and the Peacekeepers.
Oh, that's an understatement. To be more precise, our situation got fucked up. But Lucas, he deserved to die. Since the plague, nothing has hurt the locals like him. It was on his order that the Peacekeepers seized our windmill. To support themselves, they take a large part of our crops and water. In return for what? Protection? I can protect my people myself. I started learning that when I was a kid.
That spat with Carl, what was that about?
Let's just say the PK commander's death only made our problems worse. Look around, Aiden. What do you see?
Poor people.
Something people outside the walls could only dream of.
All these people will be dead by the end of the month.
Why?
Because in short order, our water supplies will run dry.
Which
2
you're
weeks
getting
ago, a local
from
thug named
the
Joe
windmill.
and his pal Jack took over the only water tower in the area with their gang. Not long ago, they lived in the bazaar, but Carl threw them out for pulling scams, and now they're taking their revenge. They mined the tower and they're threatening to blow it up if they don't get a weekly tribute in the form of medicines, food, and crystals.
And all these people, don't they know anything?
Not how low the water reserves have gotten. I was gonna... Instead, he went to the PK for help. Of course he came back in. They could care less that Joe took the tower and demand... My mother used to say, never bark.
Wait, so before...
She led the bazaar with an iron fist, and Carl listened to her. After her death, he became...
Wait, didn't your mother want you to succeed her?
I know what she wanted for her people. Community and freedom. That's what she always said. But don't ask me what she wanted for me. I don't know if I even existed for her at all.
Probably had the same sort of thing as Genghis Khan, where it's like, yeah, violence was their only way
What
to
I have
peace,
to
but they
do.
didn't know how to
I
lead in
promised to help
peace
Carl.
times.
So while he's in charge, we're gonna pay off Jack and Joe. And they're gonna keep squeezing more and more out of us.
And so,
The most important... You've proven that you can be trusted. Carl believes Joe will live up to his side of the bargain, but I'm skeptical. I have to send people to negotiate with Bandit. Carl and our people have already set out for the spot. Make sure...
Sasha.
Yes.
From a discreet distance. Translation, I am going to run in there and just ruin everyone's day. Let's go.
Don't look at me like that. I'm just giving you information. Got water for sale. And just between us,
Sunrise is coming up.
Aiden? Something's up. Susie? You there? Sophie! We're under attack! What? Susie! What's going on? It was a trap! Run! Fuck! Susie? Rob? Aiden, hurry! They've got all the crystals, everything we have!
Yep, sounds good.
ready for this?
Try again.
I see bandits.
Sam's here.
Oh, and a lot of bodies. Sophie, I'm sorry.
I knew it! I knew those motherfuckers would betray us. Fuck them, Aiden. Kill them
I made it. There are no survivors.
Fucking animals! Find the crystals. Susie had them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I could have picked up a brick and thrown it at their faces. It would have been funny.
Susie?
Carl. They took Carl.
Okay, looks like we gotta try and rescue Carl now.
Camp. We must...
Susie? Susie, where are the crystals? Susie? Sophie, I found Susie.
I can't believe it.
There's nothing.
No. Except that I sent them there.
Nice. We got...
Joe's men have kidnapped Carl. And I don't see these crystals. Fuck!
Oh. Okay.
What?
Phone time.
Huge, ugly motherfucker.
He's slow. Just be careful. Search the other bodies, Aiden. Maybe the crystals are still there.
Yeah, he's gonna be a bit of a... Okay, Oh, that's a wide shockwave. I didn't think it would be that wide. Hi there, Puffin. Is it the game or is the audio super scuffed? Oh, is it... Oh, Jesus. It might be the game. Give me a second. Not for me. Sounds like the audio in a cup. Double check your bitrate thingy-majiggy, because I have been like... I have technically been like updating to allow for like 1080p or 60 frames a second, one of the two things. Alright, hang on. Let me pick up the bottle. Alrighty, hang on a second. Your voice is coming through clear, but the game is scuffed. Maybe the game is just that shit of an audio. Hang on. Bam. Because I've had it like I had the music and the SFX like purposely lowered, and then I have like the output to TV. Like maybe if I go headphones high dynamics, for soft between soft and loud is when is set on, all channels will be outputted mono. So yeah, hopefully this will do it. Let's see. There we go. Get off me. Oh, I hold X to ignite it, and then I throw it. Where's the big guy? There he is. Oh, he could have been like there. And now he's on fire. Okay, hang on. Not good, not good, not good. No, he doesn't do anything. I need a canister. Bottle. Oh, throwing sphere. Maybe this will do it. Nope, that doesn't do anything. The audio is still not coming out better for you, Puffin? That's a shame. I wonder if it's because I have like a lot of filters going off on the game capture. Like if I look at the filters right now, there's two different kinds of compressors. One for the comms, one for the microphone. Okay, I'm going to turn off the side ducking for the comms. And then I have a limiter. Maybe I should turn off the limiter and see how we do. But yay, we killed the big guy. It probably wasn't part of the mission either, and it's just a nice little thing to have.
Sophie, everything's been taken.
Probably took them before you got there. Everything has gone wrong. All right. Enough of this playing defense. Let's meet by Jack and Joe's camp on the roof by the overpass. We're gonna go after Carl. Crystals. Jack and Joe will pay for this shit show.
Hang on. I wanted to, like, kick him into the fucking... There we go. There we are.
Aiden, how's it going? You alive, man? Fuck, I'm getting sentimental. I haven't said that to anyone since my third divorce.
I appreciate it, but don't get your hopes up. Not the marrying kind.
Sounds like your character is in a scuba suit still.
I heard Sophie's brother mention something about Lucas's death. That's all so far. Now they have a bigger problem. The bandits you mentioned, they took Carl hostage.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm helping Sophie get him back.
Good. Gain her trust. That might also help us find out what they know. Just watch out. They might be suspicious, but if you can do it, Aitor will let us into the center.
Alright, up we go. I don't know if we needed that, like, whole, let me just look at his ass gets cracked by me. Did you see it? Like, his fucking ass shattered by my hand. Oh, it's you guys. Okay, fuck you. There we go. Give me one forsaken minute of peace, please. Oh, Jesus. How is your evening going, Puffin? How is the Destiny 2s? I saw you playing this afternoon when I was, like, because I was off work and stuff, so I can actually, like, you know, do some things. I did a quick test run with Code the Yoshi in Baldur's Gate 3, because the full game gets released this Thursday. Code and I are going to be playing it this Friday, actually. And we wanted to make sure that multiplayer, like, we understood how the functionality worked, if I wanted to add people in, what would the combat be like, what would the dialogue be like when there's multiple players, and it seemed to work out fairly well, and we were able to figure out that if we set up the multiplayer session like first, not have rather than having him like drop in halfway through, then he's able to bring in his customized character and such like that, which is really cool. Hi there, Ripper! Welcome to the stream! Welcome, welcome! Are any of my moderators in the chat? Can we get a shout out for Puffin and Ripper? Any of my moderators in chat? No? Alrighty then. First and foremost, we're gonna give it to McSpuffin, and then over to Ripper. There we go. Yeah, see? Puffin was playing Destiny 2 earlier. Dunk. And then you were playing... Oh, you were playing the original Ratchet & Clank. How is that? I never owned a PlayStation 2 when it first came out, so I didn't get to play the original Ratchet & Clank unless I was at a friend's house. I did play the remake. I think I played the remake on stream as well. Bonk. Soap. Oh, hang on. There's an event or something going off. You're doing a randomizer run, so it's weird. Oh, okay. Does it randomize the gadgets? Because I feel like that would be a bit of a problem if like the gadgets you received would be randomized as well. Alrighty. Alright, here's what's gonna happen. Oh, I got unspent skill points. When dropping onto enemies, nail them with a kick. While high in the air, look down and hold E.
Bone Masked Dog thinks you should do 20 squats.
Perfect thingy-madiggies are now gonna... Alright, another 20 squats then. All gadgets, all weapons, all info bots for your levels. Oh, that's a weird one. I love how Bone is just like, it's been 30 minutes. I want my squats. Will you give me my squats? Ugh, big stretch. Big stretch. Join with me as I do my squats. Eee! Sir Dragon is still here. That's nice to see. Alrighty then, squat time.
I refuse to elaborate because I don't know what I just said.
Co-op is fun in Dying Light 2. I have my co-op game at the ready for this week, so this is going to be a single-player thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. Thank you for the 20 squats. Alrighty.
Ready for this?
Oh, I was hoping to like... Oh, send them flying. Break your fucking head. Oh, that's disgusting. Thank you for the hyper himbo there, Rippa. Alrighty. go back into the cloud. There we go. And that's another weapon broken. So many weapons, so much violence. What's your dealio? An item you received is in your player's stash. Alright, let me just... Oh, hey, I got mitts! Alright, grab this. Let's make our way forward and up. It's probably in there for all I know. It's not in line. It's not conducive to the mission. Moving on. Also, I need to find some chamomile. Darn it. Thought this place would have chamomile, but it doesn't. What a waste. Yep, don't care.
Hi, Herman.
Just boom, right through his block.
Where's Sophie?
You don't talk
you
much,
on the
do
mission?
you?
Friends could have used you. Okay. I guess that means I should wait here.
Yes. You're gonna do some Baldur's Gate? Yes, party time. I am going to be doing some Baldur's Gate this Friday. I have it in my stream schedule, and I'm gonna be playing it with Code the Yoshi because he and I, like, we're friends. We've done the whole co-op thingy-madiggy here and there. Back in Titan Quest, for instance, we did a long Titan Quest sort of, like, you know, going together through the quest line as a co-op, and it felt, you know, it felt appropriate to do it together for Baldur's Gate 3 because I wanted to play some sort of, like, you know, co-op game, and, you know, Code's the first one on my list when it comes to that kind of stuff. I'm like, who should I invite? So there's other streamers I would love to play with and such like that. It's just, you know, trying to find the time that's suitable for everyone, which is why one of the things I started doing as well is first Saturday of the month is the party game stream, which is coming up this Saturday. We're going to be playing Goose Goose Duck, and that's open to, you know, other viewers and streamers that are in the chat and what have you. So not only is there the whole me going out and saying, hey, are you going to be free this Saturday for this kind of game? I will also have it open for chat to be able to join in with us.
Oh, no. 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 No.
Man, there's probably some, like, very serious, like, canonical reasons to seeing all this, but it's all over my head at this point. Also, why am I so sweaty? This makes no sense.
Jack and fucking Joe will pay for what they did.
Hi, Sophie.
I had a bad feeling about it from the start. I had a feeling Carl's plan sucked, and yet I let him lead.
So lead.
Why didn't you send Herman on the mission? They wouldn't have stood a chance against that beast.
Him? He's strong, but as helpless as a child.
He's one damn big child.
You don't understand. Herman's almost deaf. He used to be my mother's bodyguard, has been around us as long as I can remember, and after she died, he stayed close to us. One time, the lights in my shelter went out. The infected broke through a window. Herman blocked the path and tossed a grenade into a nearby infected. He survived the explosion, but lost his hearing. In a face-to-face battle, he's nearly unbeatable.
You're finally
When
awake.
he's caught from behind, he's as vulnerable as a child. A killer combination, especially for him. That's why I prefer to keep an eye on him. Sometimes I wonder if he's watching over me, or I'm watching over him.
I don't know about that.
You think Jack and Joe could have had something to do with Lucas's murder?
Get everyone
Joe,
upset.
perhaps. He's a total He knew the peacekeepers would, but Jack wouldn't let him. He's a coward.
So what's next?
What's the plan now?
From now on, I'm following my gut. Last time something like this happens on my watch.
If you'd hurried back there, maybe some of our guys would have made it. I thought a pilgrim like
you can shut the fuck up, Barney. You are not helpful, and you are the last person I'm going to take advice from.
Not awake. In case you change your mind.
I'm gonna throw that bottle at you.
He can be a real pain in the ass, but we'll do something good for the city one day.
You played the first 2 Baldur's Gates when it was released. You haven't played the 3rd one, but you bought it when it was on sale. Talking some friends into playing it with me, but one is stuck on this game.
To your health.
Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 is definitely single-player experiences, I feel. I'm gonna be real with you, though. I was not a huge fan trying to get through Baldur's Gate 1. Like, as much as I'm a fan of D&D, I am not a fan of, like, the 2nd edition D&D and trying to play through that Baldur's Gate. It was not for me because of the fact that it's like, you know, everything is live action. You have to do everything, like, really fast, but it's using a system like Dungeons and Dragons, where it's not done live. You have however much time you want to think about your combat, where each round is approximately 6 seconds. I do not want to be thinking faster than 6 seconds. A pause and play. Yeah, but this is why I want to play, like, you know, Baldur's Gate 3, because that one is an actual pause and play. If the game is like, I understand if a game wants to, you know, have the whole, you know, thing of, you know, wanting to be live and such like that, and give you the option for pause for a strategic sense. I'm just saying that the Dungeons and Dragons system was probably not the appropriate one to be a mix of live and pause and play, just because of the simple fact that it's like, oh, like, you can have, like, I feel like live action is really great when it's you're gonna hit, and it's, you know, the fact that you're wanting to take action is a guarantee. Pick your Baldur's Gate 3 class. I'll pick something that will go well with the dwarf. Who knows?
I gather you were close with Bertie?
He tried to be a poet, kept showing me his work and said all the other guys were too stupid to understand. He was I took him into the group when he lost his father in a dark zone.
That's pretty young.
Too young. But
if you man
Jack Cock,
you think killing Messieurs Cock and Cot will change something?
death usually changes a lot in a person's life. Carl was wrong. We should have gone after them right away. But right or wrong, we have to help him. He's one of us. Well, besides, I won't let them get away with killing my people. Ralph, go see Alberto.
Aitor here. Leave, but make sure no one sees you. You two make a pretty pair, Aiden.
I'm trying to remember what's the point of Aitor here.
I'll tear them apart. I swear.
I want to punch you.
Gut them.
Flashbang.
Real
Flashbang you in the fucking eye.
Piece by piece.
Me and one of my
Ralph,
bouncing back and forth between. All right, where am I going? This way. Okay. Cool. That is the scariest fucking thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
I've heard everything. Let's talk.
Oh, you're one of the peacekeepers.
What do you want?
I don't like what's going on here, Aiden. First, Jack and Joe's bandits killed Carl's people. Now Sophie's getting ready to retaliate. You're not a part of that, are you?
But you said you wanted me to get close to them.
I'm gonna search Sophie's camp. That's why I came to warn you. Rumors have started. You found the Lazarus for me. They may suspect you of being a PK spy.
Oh my god.
That doesn't seem like it. They seem happy to take whatever help is offered.
So they say. But those people hate us, Aiden.
Yeah, I
Along
figured.
with anyone who works with us. So if they do suspect, especially someone like Sophie...
I can handle them.
Lucas thought so too, and look how he ended up. Be a pity if I found you in a ditch somewhere, with a piece of your hide cut out.
You came here just to warn me?
You helped me with the Lazarus. And I take care of my allies.
Sophie's just fighting for water, that's all.
She hates the peacekeepers. She blames... So when we start questioning her people, you better be...
Thanks.
You gain...
Sophie's also wondering who killed...
What else would she say? They know if we can prove they killed... Find out from Sophie when she's planning the attack. Don't trust the people of the bazaar.
Oh my goodness.
They're more dangerous than they seem.
Yeah, cool. Unfortunately, neither of you are in like a position of like, ah, yes, the moral high ground. Both of you are... Sorry, I just need to get you. GRE anomalies is a layer of a powerful infected that corrupts the area and reanimates the dead around it. Face the remnant. You need to enter at night after defeating the remnant. Cool. Awesome. Sounds good to me. Oh, that's not far enough. At the top. Cool, I can see like how far away we are from winning. Hi there, Code. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing all right. How's it going? Welcome.
They're more dangerous than they seem.
Oh my god, is the peacekeeper still talking to me from all the way over here? Alrighty, move this thing. Come on, open. Emotional damage. Not to worry about getting sleepy. Like you said, you've had night shifts and such like that. It makes sense that you would be sleepy. Immunity bursters and this thing. Nice, we get 2 immunity inhibitor thingamadigs. Anything else in here? No? Okay, then we get back up. And we pick up some shrooms while we're at it.
Now that is what we call a skill issue.
What skill issue? There's no skill issue here. Bonk, ding, ding, bang. Come on, here we go. You are never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Ba 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 da da. Da 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 da. Sometimes if you try and hit the nut button, it will just be a fucking rickroll. It is funny every time it happens, honestly. Because it's just sort of like, oh, damn it, I didn't realize the nut button was a rickroll, and it's like, not always. Is there a way for me to... There we go.
Psych. I didn't see anything. You're safe. Just let me go.
I'm so fucking bored. I can't be seen. Hey, look at me.
Joke on this, you fucker. I wanna die. Dog motherfucker. I got something.
Ow. Damn it! You tried to nut and you got rickrolled. Exactly. I respawn in like 10 seconds, so. Yep. F's in the chat. Boom. That's now a thing now, is if you type in a capital F into chat, you just hit me in the face with a big F. Bidoom. I am alive again. Bidoom. Now everyone catches on. Alright.
No one's safe. Not if someone could get to Lucas.
Thinking I've never seen someone
Alright, here we go. Alright, You gave too much power? It is literally the letter F. It is not that much power.
Follow me here.
Hi there, Nightman. Dayman. Ah.
Why did you start making
Fighter of the Nightman. Ah.
Earned 1 degree, then another. Gave up on the 3rd degree. Managed to prove.
Inhibitor container detected.
Oop, that was a good one. You just finished work? Excellent. Good to hear. I have not had to work today because work sometimes gives us the opportunity like once every 2 weeks where if there isn't a public holiday in that time, we get to not work Friday. It is fantastic. There we go. You're dead. Thank you for the shrooms. And it says there's a container. Probably somewhere in here. Oh wait, no, the door was on the other side. Hi there, Blue. What happened to Living Darkness? I don't know what Living Darkness is. You're gonna have to explain this kind of shit to me, Blue. Not all of us are fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic the Gathering, like, wizard lizards and shit. Some of us just, you know, go from like one kind of thingy-majiggy to another. I have that as one of your voice lines, Blue, that you say you refuse to elaborate because you don't know what you just said. It is very mean. Go marry a dragon fruit. My goodness, so fruity, Blue. How can you be so fruity?
Elaborate.
See? See? The voice line said it. The voice line said it.
Don't make me send you to Jesus.
Nice. Nice. What's a better zombie game? The Dying Light or Dead Island? I do not know yet because I have played Dead Island 1 a long time ago, but I never finished it. Same as Dying Light without all the DLCs. COD Zombies. There is no COD Zombies anymore. They fucked it up ever since COD, you know, Black Ops 4. COD Zombies is a game mode that not enough people enjoy anymore, Blue. There's no more COD Zombies. Alrighty, I need to go that way. Oh, it's somewhere over this way. Okay.
It wants to kill me.
Alright, hang on. Let's see. Ooh! Chamomile and lavender. I need these things. Ignore the bees. They won't hurt me. COD Zombies needs its own game. I imagine... You know what? I reckon that's in Microsoft's plan. Everyone... Because here's the thing, is one of the most recent things that, like... There's been an image that's been going around, which is not true. It's misinformation about them being like, oh, it's all the COD games are going onto the Battle Pass. Absolutely fucking not. None of the COD games have ever gotten more than like a 10% discount on Steam. That's not going to happen so quickly where it just ends up on the Battle Pass, where it's normally a net loss in terms of like being, if you can still have people buy games for full price. I reckon what will happen, however, we've seen all the COD servers coming back online for quick matches and such like that for all the older Call of Duty games. I reckon one of the things that will pop up on the Game Pass is like a COD Zombies pack. So they'll give you like, I don't know, maybe they'll give you like Call of Duty Black Ops or Call of Duty Black Ops 4 as like one of the Game Pass titles, but then there'll be like a pack to go along with it, which is all the other COD Zombies.
Inhibitor container nearby.
Okay, oh, it's... Oh, someone wants to... Oh, wait, hang on. What the... Encounter failed. The survivor died. Yeah, I figured because I was not... Because I was busy. Alrighty, we'll do this at nighttime then. Never mind then. So much shit to do at nighttime.
Inhibitor container detected.
Excuse me while I...
Stay alert! Can you take it? I got something for you!
Here we go, come on. Yeah, fall off.
Over here!
Oh, Jesus. Fuck. I didn't realize that was going to be, like, very dangerous for my health. Come on, just slice and be gone. Or, you know, just fall to your death. Ish. Damn it, pick him up. He has a ray gun. There's no ray guns in this game, Blue. This isn't COD Zombies. I would love to play COD Zombies, but unfortunately we can't. I don't have Call of Duty games, okay? Like, I have Call of Duty Modern Warfare, but that's it. I have not played or purchased any of the other Call of Duty games. You'd have to buy me the Call of Duty games to do that. Why COD Zombies when you have Baldur's Gate 3? Exactly. I got Baldur's Gate 3 this week. I also have Goose Goose Duck this Saturday. Hey, Blue, 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 Blue. Are you going to be free this Saturday for a game of Goose Goose Duck? I'll be occupied. God damn it. Yeah, okay. Ah! Qualification related. I don't know anything about qualification related, I'm sorry to say. I have not been keeping up with your latest graduation certificates or anything like that.
Stop. Don't remember. Sure you want to do this?
No, I do not want to do this.
Back the fuck up. Move along or die.
Come on. Up we go. Come on. There we go. Oh, hey, chests. Grant and I will... Yes, we're going to be playing... Oh. Cookie for Engrel. Hi there, Engrel. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, there we go. Finally was able to get him. Alrighty, we gotta do 20 squats again. I guess we gotta do 20 squats again. Let me just pick up my things. Stand in the fun circle.
I better look for.
Alrighty then, here we go.
Dad, it's still early.
Big stretch. Big stretch. Alrighty, here we go-sies. Oh, what the? Something's up with my right shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. Thank you for the 20 squats.
One thing. I needed that.
Hey, have you seen Sophie?
Sophie? Yes, she went. She said that.
Hang on, why'd you take my shirt, Code?
Exactly.
Thanks.
How dare you take my shirt?
There's more.
Thank you for pixelating me, Bone. I'm safe.
One more thing. Something's wrong with that.
Sure.
Vincenzo. Aiden.
Vincenzo.
Dad, will you tell...
It's not very interesting.
Not that exciting. I've had to kill people, but I'm not a murderer. I'll be...
To what?
Vincenzo!
To find the only...
Did you?
Not yet.
I hope you succeed.
Who?
Federico. He was not... He disappeared like the other kid.
Tests?
You heard that when they built the walls, they were trying to create a vaccine here? It all fell apart in a couple of weeks. One day, Federico vanished into thin air. We'd been playing football. I went to my house after that. He went home too. And I never saw him again. I'm sure they took him. And that's not all. You see, he wasn't the only child who went missing that winter.
There were other kids?
There were others?
2 girls disappeared from the building next door at the same time.
I wonder if I should, like, fiddle with how I do squats and breaks.
No,
like,
but based on what Federico...
what do you think of the idea where, you know, I have advertisements going off or something like that, like maybe once an hour or every half hour or something like that. But in that in between those advertisements, there's a redeem to add on a certain number of squats. And when the advertisement goes off, it says, oh, hey, there's an advertisement going off. Hey, Grant, you should do X amount of squats because you should do X amounts of squats while everyone else, like, you know, gets a drink, goes to the bathroom or anything like that. It's like, because it doesn't take me, like, for example, it doesn't take me like a minute or 3 minutes in it to go through, like, you know, 20 squats or what have you. And I reckon I would do like more than 20 squats if it was like, you know, only once an hour kind of craziness. And, you know, it would be like a thingy-majiggy for people to be like, ah, yes, we're gonna spam him with a squat. So it's gonna be like this many going off in the first hour or something like that, where it's like something ridiculous, like 50 squats or something. But in the second hour, it's only like, you know, 20 squats. And then in the third and final hour, there's probably no squat redeems. Make it like a bank? Yeah, that's the thought. But I would need to figure out how to not make it so it's like a ridiculous number, like 200 squats in the first hour. I need to be careful of that, because then otherwise, it's like, you know, there's probably going to be a stream where it's just like, okay, I have like however many squats to do. It's going to take me a minute, chat. Give me a moment. And you're just going to hear me like counting, because like that's the thing is like when I do the squats, as cool as it is for providing exercise, it's not fun to watch, I don't think. Like if you didn't have like having the audio, you hearing me count. You're hearing me a little bit exhausted maybe at the end. If you're looking at me, all you're seeing is like and then like arms flailing and such like that. So I need to figure that out.
Do you remember this doctor's name?
No one knew, and no one at the hospital would say. Only that he was on classified GRE business. Then, everything went to hell. The GRE collapsed. After that, some of the kids were sighted in the central loop. But...
Alrighty then, you have a fun time at dinner, Code.
Every day, I wonder what happened to him.
I hope he's alive.
If you came to find out if I... Which doesn't mean you have the slightest chance.
If you think I was interested in... Which doesn't mean if you change...
Fine.
You take care of... That guy is like a neon sign that...
Right.
I'm here.
How's your radio?
Sometimes it works.
Susie, Logan, I swear I'll tear them apart and eat the pieces!
Yeah, you're weird, Barney.
Ralph!
What now?
Do you remember the beginning? I remember it as if it were yesterday. We'd been defending the church against infected for some time. She was losing dozens of people every day. She was keeping everyone alive while eventually, she was injured and made me promise to look after my brother. After that, she appointed Carl as her successor, with me at his side. You'll grow up to be a far better leader than Carl, she said.
She was wrong.
I've been thinking like that. Now I understand my mother. I wasn't ready.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Talking about...
About my sister.
I'm sorry.
Maybe...
That's why you came.
Yeah.
Sophie, we have to...
Time to act. The quicker we do this, the less prepared.
Aiden. And we started on the wrong foot. A sip of courage.
Should you be drinking this?
Me?
Where's Sophie?
There. I'm watching you, Pilgrim.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Barney's gonna screw up my day. He's gonna be like, oh, he's a PK spy. He's not helping us at all. He's just putting us under a false sense of security. Meanwhile, it's just gonna be a case of me being like, God, and then I have to deal with them somehow. Okay, now I gotta wait, I have to activate the windmill again? Oh wait, no, this is a different windmill. Where is this guy go? Oh, there it is. I thought this was like the same windmill for a second, but it's not. It's a different one altogether. Activate the windmill. Swap. Oh. Unplug it and plug it back in. Absolutely brilliant. Just fixing all the small windmills as we go along. Nice. Got some parkour experience for it, which is nice. And all this stuff is like brand spanking new again. Thank goodness. Alrighty. Now to get over there. Alright, and then jump up, ding dong.
We'll see who gets who. Apparently the Peacekeepers are watching us.
Yeah.
We'll let them see what happens to Jack and Joe.
Well, you said it was...
We're acting. Carl and the crystals...
Approaching a bandit camp and use your binoculars to identify entrance points and the camp leader and any potential environmental opportunities. Take out the bandit camp, you need to kill the camp leader, his lieutenants, and then you need to claim the camp flag. When you claim the camp, you can establish a safe zone and you're earning additional XP, weapons, outfits, and other rewards. Sounds good to me.
Not many guards. Most are probably asleep.
Minimal number of players is 2. I need to do this with other people?
You go in first, we'll move in from the other side. And then we'll catch them. If anything goes wrong, we retreat to our base.
Where?
The Tango Motel.
So I need, like, another player to go through that? Hang on.
serious. Ready for this? Who's that waltzing by?
Ow, fuck you.
Bam!
Nice. Bandits are not going to be fun to deal with. Use your pecs. They are other players. Yes. Player 1 and player 2. Player 2 doesn't play nice. There we go. Alright, so there's one of the bandit leaders. Alrighty. Indeed. Indeed.
Change of plans, Aiden.
It's advised to use hiding spots, distract, and sneak and stab.
They attacked our safe house.
Who? Sophie?
You have my men there. Find Carl. Save him and get our crystals. Fast.
I'll do what I can.
This place blows.
Shitting me?
It can't be. I swear I'm gonna get this asshole.
Oh, this is... Stealth in gardens like these is not 100% fun, because you don't have, like, a... You don't have, like, a third-person, like, perspective to understand, like, how close you can, like, get to the edge. Like...
I got a bad feeling. What the fuck is this?
Like, I have no... Did he just catch himself on fire when I wasn't looking? Oh, you nimmy. You nimmy. You idiot. I'm still gonna get my... I'm gonna get my comeuppance. Alrighty. Pick up some throwing knives, thank you. There we go. I have no indicator if I'm getting closer or farther, other than, like, through visual for that, like, lock-picking minigame. Alright, kill Jack and Joe's lieutenants. Easy enough to do.
I really don't want to fucking be here. No, no, no. What's going on over Am I seeing things? Don't like the look of that. Wait a minute. Wait just a goddamn second. The fuck is that? What the fuck? Ah!
Alright, here we go. Extra stealthy time. Be very, very quiet. I have no strong indicators of where people are. You're looking right at me. Like, I'm not very camouflaged in this bush. You should not be able to see me that that hard. Come on. Faster, 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 faster.
Emotional damage.
Emotional, indeed. Let me go.
How? Who? Hide and seek is for kids, dipshit.
Is it for kids? Cause, come on. I'm half expecting the AI to just fall on his own accord. Like, look at him. He's like a foot. He's almost like a foot off. Like, the minute he would put weight on that, he would have just been like, ugh, and then just like fucking fall forward.
What am I doing still out here? You gotta be kidding me. What's he doing here? Let's fuck this dude up! You like me now, asshole?
Let's go! Dead now.
Alright, cool. So he's dead. Nice. You joined an Overwatch game, one healer jumped off constantly. Like, first-person shooter games of that fashion, like Overwatch, Heroes of the Storm, and such, none of them have ever been, like... I feel like they've not been the good choice for casuals, for a very simple reason of they were not constructed at the get-go of being a casual game. Like, Heroes of the Storm, and Overwatch, they were made at the get-go of like, oh hey, like you can be like this awesome fucking video game player that goes into professional leagues and will give you like the resources to, you know, become this awesome ass player who gets paid and all this kind of stuff. It's like, no, that's not what we want to see happen in our game so soon. And there we go.
What the fuck is someone doing here?
There we go. Alright, heal up. You feel like Overwatch Casual has lent hard to comp after the league started? The league was there since the start, Angrel. That's the point. That's the entire point of Casual, is it's just people wanting to get in competitive league, but without, like, you know, going through like a more natural progression of, you know, picking picking a team that they want to hang out with and going into amateur leagues that are hosted locally within their area. They instead like jumped the first 2 steps and started going into international competitions where, spoiler alert, international is not a great preface to amateur. Amateur is when you deal with region and maybe state. If you go to national, however, that's no longer casual or amateur. You are now dealing with an entirely different breed, and you are going to be dealing with a much higher skill floor.
Shut your traps. Anybody else see it? Hang on. Wait a second. What's that?
Can't miss!
There we go. And here comes the ragdoll shaking violently. Oh, after claiming the flag, all loot will disappear. That is a terrible thing. That is a terrible idea. Do not let there needs to be a better looting thing. There better be like a better means of getting loot than, you know, just clicking everything once that's not in containers. Here we go. Nice, a cricket bat. Dink. I think this is the detriment of Dying Light 2, is the amount of, like, busy work animation that goes off in this. Like, the whole, oh, there has to be an animation when, you know, grabbing, like, opening up like, the cupboards and such. We don't have one for the doors. They understand you don't need one for the doors, but for some reason, it's like, we need one for when there's, let's see, it'll be here somewhere, don't you worry. There's going to be one here somewhere. There's going to be a closet, and rather than it just being a simple open up to get to the rest of the loot, it's gonna be like this thing, where it just had to, like, you know, do this extra effort. And it's like, normally you're not getting, like, more of... Yep, cool, we can pick... So, hang on. There's gotta be a cupboard here. Hang on. Ding, ding, ding. Here it is. Watch, like... We didn't need this, only for, like, honey, which is normally something you can get by just holding F. Like, just make it one button to grab whatever is in the, Just make it one button to grab whatever it is. And now, because I have that little mention of, like, oh, be careful of... Like, if you, you know, claim the camp, you can't loot anything else. It's like, okay, that's terrible. Now I'm gonna be running around making sure I grab everything. It's probably, like, not gonna be, you know, better than just grabbing the reward at the get-go, but I'm still gonna do it. And then open this. Oh, kick this open to grab this. I was technically already here. Alright, now to run back to Thingy-Madiggy and establish as a safe zone. We'll get to that thing later. Claim the camp. Oh my god, we actually have to button mash this. I thought it was just a case of... I thought it was just like an AFK check. Nope, it was an actual, like, button mashing. Blue would have loved it. Blue would have just been like... Just absolutely wailing on it. Alright, let's check out the new gear. 3, 2, 1. Yep, still the best sunnies. What about this? Pilgrim's gloves to Yep, let's go with nurse mitts, because nurse mitts are... Yep, and this is better. That one gives me more sense stuff. None of the Night Hunter tools. I only have those things. And... dismantle you. Dismantle you. Dismantle you. And you. And you. And you. Unique long axe. And then... Excuse me. We now have a new safe zone.
Man. Bravo, Pilgrim.
So the green.
Yep, and we can still go for that if we wanted to. You know what? Let's do it. We're gonna go for that thing. Oh, nope. I was so anxious. I was just jamming the spacebar trying to get up higher. Can we get much higher? So high. Can we get much higher? Oop, nope, can't get up from there. Oh, neat. We can search these things. That's it? Okay. Nice. And we're up here already. Brilliant. Cool, and it's all for a chest. Chests I like. A plain hoodie and MRE rations. And let's open this thing up. What's in this? Oh. Just a PCIe Express expansion card. Whatever that does. Is there a... Oh, there is. Cool. Awesome. I was worried there was no way down. Dink, dunk. And then spacebar here.
Some pretty grim stuff is going down inside that water tower.
Hi, Carl. You were probably waiting there for a while.
Where's everyone else?
They were attacked. Where are the crystals?
Over there. Radio Sophie. Fast.
Mm-hmm. Sophie? Is that who it's...
Sophie? Sophie? Sophie?
You have to help.
Where's Jack?
They fled the camp as soon as they heard the sound. I don't know what they're planning. They said they were waiting on back.
What
I don't know exactly. Joe was talking about the renegades. Laylee.
They've been... We're Tango Motel. Run! I can't believe I let them fool me like that.
Alright. We're heading to Tango Hotel now. The place that they said was being ambushed last time.
Bone Nazca Dog thinks you should do 20 squats.
Alrighty then. We're doing another 20 squats. I guess we're doing another 20 squats. He says without getting up from his chair and still running because he is just... He's now actually getting into the goopy goblin brain movement of, oh hey, I want to actually like play this game now. It's finally gotten quote unquote good for me. Alright. Here we go. Stretch! My pajama bottoms are like my regular casual wear, but they're very loose in the pant legs and in the back. And every time I do these squats, they ride up. 1, 2, 3.
Bone Masker Dog paid me to say think about the glutes.
I am thinking about the glutes, and I'm thinking about the fact that when I'm wearing pajama bottoms, they just eat up my pajamas, and I just have like this long ass like wedgie. I lost count. I'm gonna have to go all over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. Thank you for the 20 squats. So yeah, so one of the things I've been thinking of is maybe I should get like yoga pants or something, because yoga pants don't ride up, do they?
I heard some noises coming from Jacket.
That's not all, Hakon. Sophie and Barney's... It could be...
Remember what you're here for, Aiden. We were supposed to get into the central loop. Don't get involved in this. Go back to the metro. We will share what we have with Aiden.
I have to go, Hakon. I promise to help.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Inhibitor container nearby.
Neat. Good thing we're going in here. This is gonna be a problem, isn't it? What kind of peeps are here?
Too late. Sophie! Barney! You there? Sophie? Sophie, report in.
Why do they have all these backpacks? Like, Jesus Christ. Use the bottle to stagger enemies. Noted. Cans are a resource. Nope, they're not here.
Sophie! What the hell is going on? Report in!
There we go. Gotta turn on the lights, otherwise I can't see what I'm doing. Alright, so it's on the other side of that, which I can't get to from here. Which means... Ah, I see how they want me to do this. Oh. Another one of those. Oh, I see. Nice. Made it. Fuck is that? Oh, it's just green. Okay. Oh, okay, cool. So I was worried I had to like somehow run up this thing. Night Runner's safe house. Yes, please. Means I can pick up honey and and some chamomile, which I don't get enough of. Repair this. Nice generator. Excelente. Which means... Oh. Close one. GRE key giving me... more military tech. Go. Healing supplies, thank you. Nothing else in here. There's going to be a boatload of stuff to collect once in here. Jesus Christ, it's a massacre. Grab you, grab you. 2 thingy-madiggies. Open you up, grab you. Alright, can't go in here. Likely because they want us going in here first. Damn it, it's empty. Is this going to be one of those, I now have to choose a side in this small conflict where really neither side is like in the right, considering one is like just abusing Peacemaker powers and the other is going to turn into like hyper radicals because fighting against the Peacemakers would have been the objectively good option, but they have to make both seem like the villain. Let's have a look.
This is Aiden. Your men are dead. Oh, shit.
Oh, damn it, Aiden. I was actually starting to like you.
Hi, Barney, you piece of shit.
You brought the Peacekeepers here.
Nope.
I helped you.
You betrayed us. And now we have to kill you. Helped Ator and yourself. Helping us was just a byproduct. What are you waiting for? Don't know what to do?
Barney! Barney, wait!
Alrighty.
Nail his ass!
Oh, you fucked up. Alrighty then, time to pick up some stuff. Oh, all these bottles would have been helpful, but I was kicking ass already without much issue. Kicking ass and taking names. And there's nothing in here. Climbing on up. Thank you for the honey. No. Poppy. Cool. Chamomile. Chamomile. And more endurance, please. Or more stamina, because that would be useful. Dart. It temporarily increase your movement speed while allowing you to jump over wider gaps, reach higher ledges, or run longer on walls. Sounds like a beautiful thing. Move faster on ledges and on up either side. To get higher more quickly. Slide jump. Far jump. Nah, let's go with dart. Dart sounds like a bit of an essential as far as, like, you know, speed running nonsense, like... Because I can just get an initial boost. And plus, I've been pressing shift half the time I want to sprint anyway. So...
Fuck. You. Figures. I'm looking for Sophie!
Oh my god.
Sophie! Damn it, this isn't about you, Herman! Get out of my way! You fucking grizzly! Come on, come on.
Let's go. Let's do this.
Herman, give it up! Let me talk to Sophie!
Respawn. Here we go.
Fuck. Herman, give it up! Let me talk to Sophie!
Oh, of course he does the spinny move. I don't know what you said then. It was in a foreign language and the subtitles did not help me at all. Alrighty. Barley, this is going to be a one-man army sort of situation. You are going to lose.
Catch! Always where you need me, huh?
I'm sorry, but how were you expecting me to... Oh, okay. Thanks.
Barney, kid. Find Barney.
Where'd you come from?
I've got a sixth sense, kid. I knew you were gonna get in trouble. Barney
You're right.
wanted to kill you. Means he has something to hide. Something...
What do you mean?
The murder of the commander. Now the takeover of the water. Barney has long been looking to get out from behind his sister's shadow and rid Villador.
I'll try.
Be careful. I'll go warn Aitor.
Mm-hmm.
Barney? Come out! Come on, man! I will find you!
Aiden, if you ask nicely, I'll shoot you in the head. And if not, you'll spend a long time dying until you turn. So...
You'll be the one dying, Barney.
Barney, you're supposed to stop him, not kill him. Give me the weapon. Give it to me, brother.
Hope you know what you're doing.
So this is the thanks I get for helping?
Death is how we thank traitors. You didn't say you were working for Ader.
I don't work for Ader, I work for myself.
No one can remain neutral in this, Aiden.
Yeah, because both of you are extremists, and you ask for loyalty.
In under a month. And the peacekeepers, they won't help us. Just like when my mother died. They just sat and watched us die. Turns out, you're one of them. You don't care about us. Tell me, why should I not kill you?
Sophie, shoot! What are you waiting for?
Because I don't leave you for dead?
Because we can help each other. Who killed Lucas?
He thinks we killed him.
Sophie, talk to me. Did you do it?
No.
Sophie, what the hell?
Why do you care about this murderer? What did Aitor promise you?
Ader promised me passage to the center. That's why I'm helping him.
And you believe him? Just like that?
Why, can you get me into the
He didn't
center?
try to kill me.
He wasn't the one you betrayed. But I can help you too. Help us with the water, and I'll take you to the central loop myself.
Okay, first, I did not betray you. I'm helping investigate a murder, and that's different. As for your offer, isn't the only way through controlled by the PK?
There is another way.
Do you really believe that I'd just trust you again?
We need each other. You didn't tell us you were working with the PK, so we made assumptions. Things are getting more dangerous, and we all need to be careful.
You tried to kill me, Sophie.
I swear on the memory of Bertie, Susie, Logan, Ralph, and Herman, I'm sure. If you help us, we'll take you to the center. Will you help?
Fine. What's the plan?
Like,
Jack and Joe escaped. We have a chance to take the tower and...
how are you still alive? What the fuck?
Fucking Aitor does.
We'll deal with the peacekeepers and getting you to the center immediately afterwards. First, we need to secure access to water.
How do I get up the tower?
It's almost impossible without a winch, and Joe's men sealed off access. That's why I'm asking you.
So you want me to climb it?
If you do, you'll save a great many people, Aiden. We won't forget this.
Cool. There is still the problem where Barney is still alive and is very much a dick.
Don't think we're gonna be buddies.
Never said we would. You were never gonna be one of my buddies. the hay. And I think I am going to call it here. It's past 9 o'clock. I've got work the next day, and work is doing like, I have to still do like the 7 a.m. sort of shifts at work, which is frankly painful to do some days. Alrighty then. Hit that. Let's start the music once more and head back into the chat. Alrighty then. So, that was What's a Mahoozy. I feel like I'd play more of this, to be honest with you. I'll need to have a look back at terms of like the audio quality and such like that, because some of you were mentioning that like it might have sounded a little bit crunchy or tinny, which, you know, that's not exactly what I want. That's not the experience I want to give you guys when watching this sort of thing. So, because Puffin, they said it, you know, sounded like it was in a submarine. I'm pretty sure Furry Cures made mention of crackling here and there. So I've got to go fix that. But that's going to be something for next week, like, or the next time I play Dying Light 2. Wednesday is going to be an art stream. That one's going to have song requests open for people to take on as well. I fixed the song request. For some reason, Moobot was going through... There was no VOD channel for the last Blender art stream. That's why you can't see the VOD anymore, because I've had that switched off. A little echoey and tinny, but you were all crisp. Yeah, so it makes me think... Like, there must have been something weird with just the game's audio, and I need to fix that for OBS, because if my microphone was fine, then it's definitely something with the game I might need to check, or with how OBS interprets the game. For now, however, let's go and see who we can go and raid. Let's see. See? Oh, he's still streaming. All right, we're gonna go raid into Zevin Art. They're right now doing their final art attack stream, and I reckon that will. And we've not raided in them in a long time, and I think it would be fun if we did so. So if you'll join me for the raid, if you are subscribed, you get to utilize the emotes in our classic himbo raid. Show us your cutest guys, gals, and non-binary pals, or prepare to get swole. Otherwise, you can use whatever other kind of emotes you want. And besides that, I want to say thank you everyone who came along to tonight's stream. I greatly appreciate it. You'll be able to find me on the Twitter or the Discord that I have linked underneath, and I will be back online Wednesday. Be advised that this Saturday is a party game stream, and you might have a chance to play Goose Duck with me and other streamers, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.